on our stack stone yesterday. All went pretty well. Stuff's pretty slick how it works actually. If you look on the edge there, it's got kind of a slight angle. And it only goes on one way. It either fits or it doesn't. Yeah. So you just mix up your mortar and squish it in there, and it's pretty simple. So this will wrap around the corner here a little bit. It's going to go up to just below there, and then that's going to be some different stuff. We'll look at that later. But yeah, not bad for a couple of rookies. Keep going on this today. Your brother doing pot lights.
That's what I do for a living.
God, do we ever. Why did we pick this trade?
I don't know.
Seemed like a good idea at the time.
Paid good in the early 2000s.
Seemed like a good idea at the time, yeah. So the Stucco guys, obviously they're done. That's the scratch coat. That's how it's gonna look. And that's how one of the finishes is going to look, our stack stone. Turned out pretty good. Just put the sills on, put the last couple of pieces on, they turned out pretty good. And I'm going to start on this wall. So this one comes up 4 feet, wraps all the way around. And it's going to go all the way up to the top on this wall, and then just between the doors over there, and same thing on the other side, all the way up. Should look good. So we'll keep going on that. All right, it's Thanksgiving weekend. Saturday morning, about 7 o'clock. Still kind of cold, but it's not freezing at night yet. The weather's really cooperating with us this year. We got an early spring and a late fall and not a lot of rain, so it's been kind of perfect for construction. So I think we'll get the stucco on before we run out of weather, and I'll get the brick on. I'm going to work on that this weekend. I've got about 3 good days here. I should be able to get this all done. Dad and I were working on this during the week here. We decided to change this to a concrete step. So we're going to pour the grade beam here, or kind of a little wall here that's going to hold the sand in here. And I was wondering how to tie that into a wood wall. So we kind of came up with a few different ideas, but what I decided on is just get these big buggers. This big, like 1-inch threaded rod is what this is called. And I'll take you to the other side there and show you how we did that. It's not going to hold any weight there. It's just going to hold that wall from kind of leaning over. If it ever gets any water or anything back in there and pushes on it. So on the other side here is that big column that's supporting that roof beam there. So we've got this giant 2x6 mass here that we just kind of embedded those bolts into, and then we're going to block this all the way across there. and that'll turn this into one big solid whatever, you know, it'll be very, very, very strong. We'll block it back that way too. And those bolts, they won't bend, and they should resist any pressure that way. It would really have to push like really hard for those to move, and I don't think that'll happen in there because it's all covered by a roof anyway, so we shouldn't get a lot of water back there. But plan for the worst, hope for the best, right? So it shouldn't get bad, right? But that should do it. This wall on the other side, it's ICF, it's concrete, so that one's no problem. I got it marked out there. We got to cut the stucco off and cut the wire off so that if it does move, it doesn't pull on the wire. We did the same thing here. Cut all the stucco wire out of there, so if it does move, it doesn't pull on the stucco, right? It'll just break the edge here instead of pulling on everything. So we'll do the same thing here. We got to cut the foam out, and the guys, when they come to do the grade beam, they'll drill and dowel in the rebar for me. And we're gonna do the same thing up here. We're gonna have to drill and dowel it in instead of those bolts that we wet set before. That's not good enough to hold the step. So yeah, today is brick day again. I was working on this last night. It's dark by 7 o'clock now. It's awful. So I was working on this till about 10 to 7. Then I had to start cleaning up. But it's getting a lot easier. You know, you do this for a few days. Practice makes perfect, right? So back to work.
It's been a few weeks since I've given a house update. So the guys got all the scratch coat done. We're getting ready for stucco, and Aaron's been working on putting on all this stack stone. We have lots of stack stone. It's a really slow process. We're just using mortar and one brick at a time. So that's what's going on. We'll have some luxe panel accents on that corner side there. Beam will be luxe panel around the windows, and this isn't quite done yet, but I'll show you what will happen on the garage.
Daddy?
Hi, Carter. So on the corner here, it's going to go all the way up 15 feet high, and then on the garage, just in between the garage doors will be stack stone, and then around the windows will be luxe panel. So yeah, that's what's going on. Yeah, let's see. Carter, are you helping? Yeah. Help Dad. He's wearing a girl sweater and girl boots.
Purple stripes, messy hair. Looking good, buddy.
Yeah.
Looking good.
Okay.
Why is this all covered in yucky stuff? Are you
What's up, buddy?
That's it.
Which one should we put on next, guys?
The big one.
The big one? Which one? This one here?
Yeah.
This one. Okay, you got it.
Huge
Put that one on next.
That's this design.
Hudson's stealing food.
Okay, what the heck day is it? I don't know, middle of October. Still no snow. We had a little bit of snow this morning, but it's kind of rainy and crappy out today. Really muddy. But the guys started guys started forming up the grade beam for our front step here. Let's go have a look. So this is more of a conventional kind of wall with the, they call those snap ties. They poke through on the backside here and they slide the rods through holes. And then tomorrow, I imagine they're gonna come back and there's gonna be rebar in here. And then they close up with another form on the other side and slide rods through those little holes there. I don't know if you can make the note, but I don't want to climb down there, it's muddy. So, and that's what holds the form together, like just like the webs do on the ICF forms. And then there's those comically big bolts I stuck in there, those 1-inch threaded rod bolts that go right into the column that's underneath this beam here. That'll hold this concrete wall from tipping that way. So yeah, this is what this is how they build a normal basement. And then they strip it and it's just concrete. Ours, you don't strip it and it's insulated on both sides when it's done, so same idea, just a little different. What do you want, Car?
Mommy. Done videoing you.
Are you? Oh, okay. Okay, here we go.
Mommy.
Mommy can't help right now, I'm driving. Oh, Mommy screwed up that video. That was not famous. I don't want this. No, I can't. I'm driving.
Alright, Sunday morning. I don't know, middle of October, what is it, 17th or something? Almost done with Stackstone, thank God, holy crap. It's been a lot of work. I did the sills yesterday, finished those all off. Turned out pretty good. Especially for a rookie, I'm no mason. But they look pretty good. Glad I did it before the stucco, because I would have made a mess, you know, all this stuff that's squeezed out above. That all would have ended up on their white stucco. So I'm glad I got them done before Morgan got here. So all I've got left today is this little piece. I just ran out of daylight yesterday. Got this little piece left here. And then I was thinking yesterday that over top of the doors we've got that drip edge there. It's that flashing that goes up behind that tar paper and then it wraps over top of the door. So any rain that gets in there, it can't get in and go behind the door. I'm thinking we should have the same thing on top of this brick, but it's got to sit out a little bit further. So I've got this other stuff here. I'm hoping it's going to work. This was ordered for the door, but it ended up being a little bit short. It actually matches this stuff. It's got this texture on it, but it ended up being, you know, just a few inches short for whatever reason. And the Tom had he had this stuff with him, so we just used his stuff and whatever, call it a day. So yeah, I'm thinking that should go above those there, so I'm gonna do that today. And it's so nice out today. I think I'll start on this Lux panel too here. I'll show you that stuff here. It looks like wood, but it's not wood. It's metal, that's just printed like wood. I think it's aluminum, or I don't know if it's steel or what. Let's go look at it here. Yeah, but it looks like wood, but it's not wood. Yeah, that's just steel. So that stuff, it just screws on there. And then it's not wood, so you don't have to worry about maintenance, staining and sanding and painting. So yeah, that's kind of the plan for today. Get going on this stuff here and see how it goes.